Greetings, fellow craftsmen, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Wartales, Episode 8, Forging Gear. Alright, before I do anything else, we have potentially a new weapon for Jazz. Yep, it's way, way, way better. So this special ability is Volley of Arrows. Triggered if this ability lands a critical hit. So it deals damage to the target, and if I crit, I get a second shot. And he is a thief that gets crit bonuses, so that's pretty nice. And we have the old Raider bow. But yeah, that's a big bonus there. And you guys want Helga to get duel. Which, given how I'm using her, chasing down individuals and locking them down, duel makes a hell of a lot of sense with her.
We sell all our surplus to help with the cost of rebuilding this ruin.
So all the things I don't need to hold on to, all the non-components, I'm just going to sell. And then before we get back down to town, I'm going to camp near these guys. Camping near like towns and areas is safer. The danger level will be a lot lower. So there's another eye altar, and this time I'm going to have Jazz use it. So if I had a little bit more sandstone and coal, I could make a campfire, tier 2. So this time I'm going to burn 2 wood for coal, so that I can upgrade the campfire as soon as I get 2 sandstone. As far as cooking goes, I've got salt, but I don't have any meat worth salting. So we're just going to camp. So burn 2 wood for coal. And we'll do skewers. Skewers, mushroom, wine, and bread. That sounds pretty good. And of course, we pay our troops. They were paid. They're plenty happy. I gained even more influence. And one of my companions could become a captain because we became experienced enough. So that's... We also made raw materials. So we have to decide who our captain should become. So the way this works is there are 2 positions in your mercenary band. There's a captain, and then eventually you gain access to a lieutenant. Their wages go up, and I'm actually not really sure if they gain other bonuses. Hold on, let me double check. So captains teach them the skill Galvanize and allow them to be assigned to a strategy table, and then lieutenants teach the skill Tactical Order and allow them to be assigned to the strategy table. So I'm going to have you guys decide who to become captain. So a strategy table is an object that you can make, like a camp object that you can make. I don't have it yet. I think I need a captain first. Which allows you to select a passive bonus for your whole party between rests. So who's our captain? We've got Kath, Jazz, Diamond, Shield, Helga, and Roy. Sadly, we can't make Macho the Pony our captain. So, you guys can choose between them. And I want to be heading back towards town. Which is not that way, it's this way. I don't see a lot of merchants on the road towards town, so I'm going to bushwhack instead. Because bushwhacking might give us more resources. Oh! Ha ha ha! And there's a party of deserters that we're going to ambush. So I'm going to pause real quick, because it looks like you guys want Shield to become the captain. So, Shield is now the captain of our troop. I'm going to move him to the first position. And before we engage that group, there is now a strategy table that I can craft, and I'm going to craft it. So the strategy table allows us to, between rests, the captain, who is also our cook, so a bit of a problem, but once we have a lieutenant, it won't be a problem, can use it to give us either bonus damage to attacks of opportunity, increased bonus to support for damage reduction, or surrounded flanking bonus. I generally like opportunism, but I'm probably going to have him on the as a cook for now instead. And then our lieutenant's going to have to man the strategy table. I was trying to ambush these guys, but oh well. There's only 3 of them. This should be an easy fight. So despite the fact that our morale is high enough that we should be galvanized, we still have to kill 1 to galvanize. Which is, you know, it's fine. So we'll galvanize off of this hoodlum. Ooh, nice crit. I almost feel bad for the remainder enemies because they're going to get squished so hard. Can someone reach the archer? No. She don't mess around, but no, they don't get to flee. Actually, Roy might be able to reach, using my temporary valor point to just reckless charge into the dude. Yes! And you're dead. Oh, man. They attacked me once. They just got smoked. No mercy. None at all. Let's see what some of these merchants on the road have for sale. I mean, I'd love to craft everything, but it makes more sense to buy when there's oh, what the hell? No, I'd want to ambush them. Oops.
Might I interest you in my humble wares, my good sirs?
I don't have a spearman, and I don't really need that armor. So I'll sell the dagger and be done. Yeah, there was a quick buffering issue with the stream, so if there's a problem, just refresh. It should be fine. Fingers crossed.
Might you be looking for work? Here is your reward.
So that's money for the rat infestation. And I'll pick up... There's another rat infestation, but I'll pick up the easier kill a gang. I'll take a look if there's anyone worth hiring. So we have a strong heavy sleeper who's a ranger. Strong ranger is kind of a weird combo. There is a quick and scrawny brute, also a weird combo. I don't want either of them. And the last one's a volunteer warrior. So the only one that I'd want to recruit is a warrior. A warrior is what Helga is, but they can also level up to executioner and sentinel. Should we recruit Tyvek? Yes or no? And then while we're here, I need to go out to the forge And repair
You
our
can use
gear.
my anvil. A few dents here and there. Nothing more. There. Good as new.
Buying a whole bunch of repair supplies, because we go through it like you would not believe. I'll buy them all. And who needs weapons? So Shield already has a mace. Kath. I would like Kath to become a swordsman with a shield. So that's my next thing to craft here. So we'll do a falchion. Nice. And a buckler. I'll probably give the buckler to Shield and then take Shield's targ and give it to Kath, but still. Buckler. Alright. So Shield, here is the buckler. The buckler is just slightly higher guard and armor than the shield was. And then Kath, you're going to take the falchion and the shield. Which is super nice compared to what you had. So your guard and your armor is a lot higher. Awesome. Additionally, I gain knowledge points for doing the first type craft. So there's a ghost buckler here that I would need to level up to learn. Because I'm not an experienced blacksmith. And then there is, again, a new weapon set for ghost maces, axes, and gladiuses that I would need to level up to learn. And then if I make a throwing knife, sickle, or hatchet, I get the left-hand set, which might be nice for diamond, depending. And you guys say, don't recruit Tyvek. Got it. How should I use the knowledge point? Up to you. So I was eyeballing potentially getting endurance training so we can move around the world map 5% faster, which would be in knowledge. Alternatively, you could definitely choose to spend it in Anvil to learn new weapon sets, or to save it for when I level up. Or Workshop. Workshop also would allow me to do the hitching post and the cooking pot. So there are a whole bunch of good options here. I'm going to go back to the forge, and the next set I want is the axe. So I haven't made an axe yet, and that's going to be for Helga. Oh, 3 of 4, not bad. And then let's go and unlock the left-hand superior set by just making throwing hatchets. And there's also helmets, but I like focusing on attack more than defense. I know, crazy, right? Alright, so there we go. Throwing hatchet. So if we take a look at the compendium now, I have the apprentice blacksmith set for left-hand stuff, so that we can give Dai like throwing gear. And then there's also upgraded throwing gear too. What do I have left for helmets? So I can do one heavy helmet. No one needs a heavy helmet right now. Actually, Kath, you have a medium helmet, which could be handed down. So actually, if I could do a heavy helmet, I can hand off the medium helmet. So that works. Because the other ones I'm missing leather for, but leather's really easy to purchase. Ooh, a perfect craft. Nice. Alright, Kath. Is this better than shields? So shields, this has the shielding skill. This unit gains 1% extra guard for each reinforced layer applied to their armor. No, I'd rather have venomous coating. So, Kath, you're going to get the helmet that you made. And then the hand-me-down helmet will go to Helga or Roy. Let's do... this is the Rage, so let's do Helga. Berserker with Rage. Makes more sense. The axe is going to go to Helga as well. And then the throwing axes can go to Die. Throwing hatchet. In fact, Helga, you can get one too. So Roy, I owe you... So you're a Vanguard. I don't know what kind of weapon set. I could keep Roy with two-handers, I suppose, or have Roy go over to one-handers. I haven't really decided. But either way, I could consider at least making a helmet for Roy, and then potentially a weapon for Roy. So if I wanted helmets for everybody, I need a medium helmet for Roy, being a Vanguard, and then Dai needs a light helmet, being Cutthroat, and then Jazz needs a light helmet, being a Hunter. So the cost of that, oops, would be what? A medium helmet costs 2 leather, and then 2 light helmets cost 2 leather apiece, so I need 6 leather total, which is easily purchasable.
Come, come. Take a look at my wares.
Done. He's not selling sandstone, which is unfortunate because I definitely would have wanted sandstone. Selling the old weapons. It also would be good for me to probably buy some more medicine. So I'm going to sell my empty vials because I don't have an apothecary, and I'll buy some new medicine while I'm here as well. And maybe stuff for mutton stew too, so we can have that strength bonus.
My concoctions can heal the most grievous injuries. Be
So,
sure to
more medicine is pretty good. Then back to the forge. And it looks like you guys want me to spend it in knowledge by small margin. So endurance training, so that we can move around faster. I have one more knowledge point still, because I made some new novel recipes, so we can decide on that again. So forge. We want one of these. I missed the last one. Darn. And he is now an experienced blacksmith, which is going to open up additional forge opportunities. So if we take a look here, I can learn ghost bucklers, horseshoes, light pony plates. I'm not planning on making pony armor. The experience set of weapons, so ghost maces and then, you know, we need to learn the recipes for armor layers, but they're there. Can't believe I missed that. So, helmet. This one was for Roy. Stability. Damage taken reduced 10% for each debuff on the unit. Cool, that works. Two hats coming right up. Missed. Wow, I'm really bad this time. I'll just miss them all. Oh, I got one of them. That was pathetic. Alright, let's try that again. Nope. Lost my golden touch. Basically, my blacksmith doesn't like making hats. That's fair. Well, at least everyone has a headwear now. So these have celerity. Damage increased 10% for each debuff on the unit. And Jazz has it too. So now everybody has gear. It should be a little harder to kill. You guys want me to spend it in Forge? So let's see. Probably biggest bang for my buck would be... We don't have ghost equipment yet. So Yeah, but maybe spending it to learn it when we do have Ghost Maces, Axes, and Gladiuses would be most useful. So if you're wondering about the cost for that, I'll show you. If we wanted to make like a Ghost Axe, we need white leather. Which is, we can try to hunt ghosts, I suppose. Alright, is that all we need to do in town? We have 3 contracts, correct?
Might she be looking for work?
Yes. Okay. So let's go fulfill some contracts then. Come on. There they are.
Might I interest you in my humble wares, my good sirs?
Well, it's not a terrible helmet. Oh, right. The mutton and the grapes. Yep. Now, I'm going to pass on that. But let's go ahead and buy the mutton and the grapes.
Those refugees.
Oh, chicken's cheaper. But we don't have a recipe for chicken yet. Actually, I'll buy enough to make it twice. And the thing was, we can actually start handing out our bread to refugees. That's a pretty nice thing to do, if you're wondering.
Come. Take a look at my wares.
Gives you influence, if you're wondering. Okay, so we'll do the northeast quest first. And then try to go south to the next one over.
Might I interest you in my humble wares, my good sirs?
Some of these merchants are just so polite. How close am I to leveling up Diamond? 15 points away? Cool. I'm going to make a torch. Which gives me knowledge progress, because I've never made one before. And that puts him 9 points away. I'm going to make a climbing piton. And that's it. I'm not going to decide any further. But I was actually planning on giving him a torch. Because it increases his critical hit chance. Which makes him even scarier. I like it. And then cooking. Let's go make 2 mutton stew. That will be pretty tasty for our next rest. I'm not obviously going to eat both in one sitting, but it'll be pretty sweet.
Might I interest you in my humble wares?
Oh, sandstone!
Sirs?
So I bought 2 sandstone, because we needed 2 more sandstone to upgrade our campfire. So, all we need for campfire is 1 wood and 2 iron. Definitely going to want to do that when I have the materials. Did I do everything I could do in the Sinister Cave? I can't remember if I, Okay, there's no iron in here. Yeah, so there's nothing left to do. We're about to have to camp. But I'll try to get onto the road and trade before that happens.
Stand back, peasants. These valuable commodities are only for those who can afford them.
Alright, so this helmet is a heavy helmet. While this unit has armor, applications of bleeding, poison, and burning are ignored and converted to damage. I like that helmet a lot. I'm just going to buy that. Yeah. And then Shield's old helmet. Because shield gets poisoned almost constantly. So we'll switch that helmet out for shield. And then Kath, you can have the helmet that gives poisoning. Although you lose armor for that. Yeah, maybe actually this outlaw helmet I'll just leave aside. I don't need it. Because no one else wears heavy armor. But I can... Yeah, so I'll just sell it. I'm going to try to move into the woods a little bit more before I camp. Although there seems to be ghosts in these woods. That's what that, like, creepy fog is. But I wanted to move into the woods a little bit more so that I can cut down trees during my rest. Which is exactly what happened. So perfect. Alright, time for a sleep. We're actually going to overeat. I'll make a little char... Nah, actually, forget the charcoal this time around. Vineyards are still happy. We got resin for cutting that tree. I didn't want resin, I wanted wood, but oh well. We're well rested. We have plenty of valor points. Now we have that strength bonus, which is awesome. But the ghosts are gone, which is unfortunate. Because I would have liked to kill some ghosts.
Might I interest you in my humble wares?
Oh, speaking of mutton,
sirs?
he has more. What does the other trader have?
Might I interest you in my humble wares,
Wolf.
my good sir?
Alright, let's do this contract before I get too distracted. And there's a point of interest over here as well that we can hit up. See if we can't ambush them. There we go, ambusher. Done. Vidric the Glutton. Prepare to die. So there's a path progress to ambush. So if given the chance to ambush, yeah, I'm going to take it. Ooh, there's a rusty hatchet I can use. So where's their leader? In the middle? But outside of the rusty hatchet's range. So I'm going to try to kill these two north hoodlums ASAP in order to galvanize. Oh, but there's two poachers in the bottom. So Kath and Roy are going to have to isolate them. So I might want to... So the Glutton goes first. I might want to neutralize the poachers so they do the least amount of damage. And hey, Crimson! Thank you for the gifted subs, dude. Cheers! Hope all as well. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to neutralize these poachers. So who moves further? I think Kath is the best mover. So I'm going to... Can Roy reach this other... Yeah, okay, perfect. So Roy is going for this hatchet and is going to huck at the face of this poacher. Close in. And... Ooh, almost a kill. Yeah! Crit! Just murdered outright. Frickin' love it, Kath. Wow, your crit chance was very low and it still happened. Well, that's a good way to start a fight, I think. Vidric the Glutton did not bother grabbing the hatchet, but did poison us. Shield didn't take poison damage because he's immune, but he is standing in a cloud of poison, and I'm not going to want to stand there for very long. Alright, next person, Roy. We're going to lock down the other poacher. Actually, the other poacher doesn't take a turn very soon. So I'm going to have Diamond move to the hatchet. Nail the hoodlum in the head with it. Dude! Okay. I'll leave some blood for the rest of us. Jesus. Alright, then, given that, I'm going to move to the backside of this hoodlum. Whirlwind him. And I'm not going to bother torch striking him. That will be the end of turn. Alright. If we wanted to galvanize, which I do, Let's go ahead and have Jazz move... Oh, actually, what's the turn order? 2 turns? Helga, can you move here? Rampage on the glutton. Ouch. The new gear that I crafted, kind of nice, right? And, yep, just chop them in half. We're already galvanized. This is disgusting. Jazz, move next to Helga for the extra point. Let's use recoil shot. Oh, that just kills the hoodlum. 44! Holy moly. No, no, no. They don't get to run. I'm going to use the... Oh, can I not? No, this other poacher's out of range. Okay, that's fine. End turn. Roy. These enemies are barely going to be able to even take a turn here. And because I have a temporary point, might as well just... Dead. It's just done. Just bye-bye. Just, you're dead. Oh, Lord. That was disgusting. Well, that gang's dead. I would say they're a little overkilled, if anything. And Roy leveled up. So, Roy, how are we going to level you up? So here are the choices. Choice number 1. Roy is a Vanguard. So a Vanguard, for reference, is that, like, Reckless Rusher. So I could get Defensive Stance, Valorous Chain. It's possible to Reckless Rush multiple targets for points. And also Roy is the only two-hander, so maybe Chain is a good choice here if we want to keep Roy with the two-handers. But if not, you know, ditch it. Or Duel. So I'll have you guys choose that. And I'm going to go with Strength. So you guys can decide how Roy levels up there. The gear. So there's a Ringleader Coif. Damage increased by 25% against poisoned units. Let's give that to Mr. Diamond. We're going to ditch Celerity, but get the Coif. So once we poison people, we do more damage against them. I like that. And then the other helmet for Jazz is better. So the hand-me-downs go. Cool, cool, cool. Let's discover a new location, because that will be for good knowledge points. And this is how to get to the next zone. So, we're not traveling out of here until the scenario is done for Tiltren, but... And this wouldn't be my next zone anyway. They kind of have a bit of an order, and the next zone is not this one. Minor spoiler, but not a big one.
I don't have enough money to cross the border. I don't know where to go from here.
I may not look wealthy, but if you pay for my passage, you won't regret it. Trust my cousin runs a tavern in the city of Gothenburg. If you can lend me the money, I promise he will pay you back threefold. I'm not lying. He truly does exist. You have to believe me.
Do you want to give the money? It's a sizable chunk of money, but we're doing pretty good on coin. I've been able to pay wages no problem. And we're crafting most of our own gear. Or just be like, nah. We can always do this later, however. To influence it a little bit, I don't think he goes anywhere. So Gothenburg is not the next zone that we're not headed to Gothenburg anytime soon, and I think there's always the choice of like interacting with him in this way. But looks like you guys are going to be generous. That's cool. So we paid his passage into... So if I wanted to go into the next zone, I could talk to this border guard, but that's not to pay for passage, but I'm not going to bother doing that. So Roy, we're going to keep you as a two-hander, meaning that you're going to get chain. So I might want at some point to either shop around for a better two-hander for him, or to learn how to craft them. Because it seems like that's something that we're going to do. There's a rat infestation here, but I'm not contracted to destroy it, so I don't want to do a rat infestation if I'm not paid to do it. I'd rather be paid. Makes sense. We are a mercenary company. We're not a charitable organization necessarily, although we do a lot of charities. And I'm trying to get to the next... Oh, there's a point of interest. A woodland farm. Oh, yeah. Okay, I know what we're doing here. Crowns, cloth, wine. I like how I loot their house before I even talk to them. Totally normal.
A plague rat bit my husband while he was out chopping wood, and Stromcap has cast us out. Ever since, I've had a very hard time finding enough food for him. I've nothing to offer in return, but could you take care of him?
I heard what my wife told you. She's right, you know. I will eventually turn against her. Do what you must. I'd rather die than hurt her.
So, we can execute him to get infected blood. We could leave and come back later to recruit him if I had 5 wolf meat. Or just not do either. So he is infected, but there is a cure that you can cure infections, potentially. So we can either execute him or eventually recruit him. So if we want to recruit him, I would leave now and come back with wolf meat that I would either purchase or hunt for. And it looks like you guys want to potentially recruit Taurus here. So we'll leave for now, knowing that if we get wolf, we can help him out. So if we see wolves out in the wilderness here, I'm going to be hunting them. Now, it doesn't appear as if these mountains are going to let me... Oh, no, maybe we can ascend up this way. No. Alright, we'll all have to double back around. I'm just seeing if there's any wolves in the local area that we can kill for Taurus. But we'll follow that in the back of our minds, knowing that we have a potential new mercenary if we get a little bit of wolf meat. I'd also like to, if given the opportunity, hunt some ghosts. Who are you? You're not wolves. Who are you? What are you? Deserters, maybe? I didn't see a symbol over their heads. We're about to have to camp, so I want to get in a fight before we have to camp. So I'm going to go into this creepy zone. Yeah, they're deserters. And see if we can't fight some ghosts. Yeah, here we go. Ghost wolf and ghost boar. Hey, maybe it's 2 birds, 1 stone. Ghost animal, ghost leather, and killing wolves for wolf meat. So first one to act is this center boar. So the boar has a special ability, Terrifying Presence. Every time this unit attacks, they apply 1 terror. If she dies, the terror of the unit that killed her is reduced by 3. And each time an allied animal dies, this unit gains fury. And then the ghost wolves have sharp fangs, which can bleed, and also applies terror. After 5 terror are stacked, my units are forced to flee. So basically, if we get too terrified and we don't counter it, we're forced to run away out of the fight entirely. So given that this boar has Forest Guardian, it's probably best to kill the boar first to remove the bonus of that. So my opening move here. Move here and spin strike. Nice. And then back up. Alright, Borax. Nibbles me a little. I get a terror stack. Two dead animals. Good job, Roy. And I will move in to surround the third wolf. In fact, I'm going to just charge him. Because there's a surrounded bonus when you surround an enemy with a bunch of people. But this was a pretty easy fight. The gear that we made recently, like, really tipped the scales. So we didn't end up getting any of the leather that we wanted, but we did get 2 wolf meat, which is pretty good. And then the ghosts are dispelled. Thank you for tuning in to Wartales, which originally streamed live on Twitch July 27th as a marathon. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that I'm relatively new to the game, and this was also streamed once as a marathon, meaning feedback cannot be incorporated. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, like this marathon, you can go to Rhadamant.com for my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams, as well as a link to Twitch. And if you would like to join my online gaming community as well, you can go to Rhadamant.com or a link in the description of this video to join Discord. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and those that turned out for the marathon, and also viewers like you that tuned in on YouTube and made it all the way to the credits. So thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream of mine. Farewell, my fellow mercenaries.